All right, chapter 1114. We're back. I went full tinfoil hat for this one here. Hi Maven, what are you doing? There was like one panel of a giant vat thing with water and flames and numbers on it, S108 and A&MU. Yeah, full tinfoil hat to come. I'm so excited. So Vegapunk has given the message that the world is going to sink, and now we see the fallout. So Marines are like, what's this madman doing? And I don't know if they are upset because they don't believe him and they think he's just talking crazy. He's going to send the world into chaos and take everybody down with him, or if they know he's telling the truth and hey, this is something we're not supposed to talk about. What are you talking about? I don't know what the cat's doing, so bear with him. Magma Bastard is just looking pissed for this section here where he's listening to Vegapunk's message. You have one town just laughing at them. I'm pretty sure it's the one where Bellamy and Luffy had their fight, that bar, and like everyone's like, oh, give up on your dreams kind of thing. Part of my tinfoil hat self thinks that that town is like cursed to not believe in dreams and just give up because they are flat out refusing to believe this. What else happens? There were other points of view that I like. The not celestial dragons, the world noble people. They with the space suits and everything, possibly scuba suits. They were talking about, oh, you're after your toy. That's what you want. I'm sorry, Maeve. That was a funny meow. You can have your toy. I like the world nobles that were they're right upset at Vegapunk, screaming at him, bring him to me, I'll rip him apart. But then you have the sister of the one with the punchable face. She's just there like Void Century, because Vegapunk starts talking about the Void Century and how it's taboo to research it and talk about it, and she's like, what is that? Like, she doesn't know what the Void Century is, probably doesn't know what the poneglyphs are, and I'm just like, what have they been hiding from the rest of the world nobles and celestial dragons? Like, who knows what? No one knows the truth, obviously. Have they just been given some other, like, reality, some fictionalized version of what happens and why they're in charge and what's happened in the past? Is it possible for the sister of the one with the punchable face to possibly turn against the celestial dragons when she learns the truth? I wouldn't hate that. It'd be maybe a minimal amount of cliche, but I'll take it. I honestly love that. Give it to me. I want it. What else happens? Oh, doflamingo. How did I forget him? He's in Impel Down with the guy whose name starts with M. That's the poison master in charge of everything. And they're talking back and forth saying if the sea levels continue to rise, then it won't be long before everything is completely flooded. And he talks about how we know that was with Lelouch's destruction. Water levels rose 1 meter after the earthquake. And doflamingo says, yeah, it'll take only 5 more meters for the water levels to rise before the majority of islands are completely flooded. First of all, awful convenient that he's aware of the exact number that I'll say. He probably planned this or had a plan for that to happen. But then he says, if the prison floods, what will you do, jailer guy? And it's like, we might have to go to higher ground. Oh, if doflamingo gets out of here and ends up going to Marijois and attacking them, oh, I will love that. I will love that so very much. I want it more than anything. I want doflamingo back. That's all. Can I have him back? He's the best villain. I want him back in all his maniacal glory. Meanwhile, the gorosei are freaking the hell out as Vegapunk continues his speech and talk here. And they're like, we give up everything. Destroy every living thing on this island. We'll deal with the consequences later. We have to stop this broadcast. Saturn is fighting the Straw Hats up on the cliff, and they're no match for him, but he can't waste time. So he sends them flying. Robin, darling angel, did nothing wrong her entire life. Makes a web of hands to catch everybody. I hope Chopper's okay, because Saturn's spider form basically stabbed him, but he's rushing to get to the Mother Flame and to find a way to stop the broadcast. We eventually get to the Mother Flame. I'll talk about it in a second. But what I love so very much, oh Saturn, this man of science who threatened Vegapunk earlier. Oh, he transforms back into his human form, takes his like little walking cane, just starts smashing the computers and everything in the room. Oh, man of science doesn't know how to stop Vegapunk. I love it. Vegapunk would be laughing from beyond the grave if I actually thought Vegapunk was dead. But oh, I love that moment. Vegapunk's speech is talking about his grave sins, and two of them being his pursuit of knowledge and advancement, wanting to create this renewable energy source that could power the world, and he flew too close to the sun to make that happen. And I guess working too much with the world governments, like losing track of what the consequence of all this would be. I'm assuming the creation of the power source for possibly the Uranus. Maybe. Might be the Poseidon. We'll get to my tinfoil hat theory. And he's talking about the other sin of the taboo of researching the void century and the poneglyphs, and how the world government does not want this to be done. All right, so while Saturn is whacking everything with his little stick, as if that'll help, we see this ginormous bat thing enclosure with this little tiny window, and there's a flame in the middle of it. And you hear this glub, 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 glub. So it's a flame in water. A 2-second Google search tells me magnesium can burn underwater, so I'm putting that in the back of my head. The flame design kind of reminds me of Prometheus in its fire flame full fireball form, and that got me thinking of Big Mom and the Big Mom pirates and all her little islands in her home and how they'll all be flooded, and how I want Katakuri and the Straw Hats to team up. So maybe to protect their home, the Straw Hats and the Big Mom pirates will end up working together, which will also put Pudding on our side, which gives us the third eye, whether or not we need that or not, because Robin can also read the poneglyphs. So don't know if we need the third eye when someone saves her from Blackbeard, but that could be something we could get. Now the flame also, when you look at it, there's a face to that flame. Like, it is reminding me, like, of a phoenix, is what I'm getting at. Now, I had said in my crazy tinfoil hat theory that I thought the Uranus would be powered by, or not powered by, but connected to a creature, which I thought would be a dragon, but maybe a phoenix. And I thought the captain of it, like the person connected to this, the way Momo is connected to the Pluton and Shirahoshi is the Poseidon, I thought maybe one of the Lutherians would be, or Lunarians would be the connection there. But who knows, that just came literally out of nowhere. But now I like the idea of a phoenix being connected to the Uranus. But then the tinfoil hat took over, because on the top of it is written, what is it, S108? So we went a little crazy. So I looked at chapter 108, volume 108, and obviously the SBS for volume 108. And I got some connections, most of which are crazy, but you're going to bear with me. First, small note, I assume this is somehow also related to nuclear power, because real world, lots of power, huge resource. Volume 108 talks about the earthquake and rising water levels of 1 meter, York being held hostage, and it ends with, like, thank you, Bonnie, putting the restrictions on what it will take to heal Bonnie, and Kuma beginning his journey with the warlords. So not too much, that's kind of what we've already been through. Chapter 108, 100 Bounty Hunter, the cover page is Kobe and Helmeppo apologizing to Garp for all the mischief they've got into, but the chapter itself covers Zoro's being attacked by Brokeworks and everything with them. So I really, really, really want the dance powder to be involved somehow, because for no other reason than the dance, and also Oda did not initially plan for this series to be that long, so I had assumed a lot of setup probably would have been done in those early chapters. So if dance power was introduced in for Alabasta, I think that had intended to play a role in the final arcs, and I have more evidence for it. It's brief, but it's there. We'll get to it. Starting with the fact that dance powder is inspired by silver iodine, but that freezes things, not burns underwater. According to like a 2-second Google search, my cousin has the PhD in chemistry. I'll ask her tomorrow. She will not like me if I call her this late at night. But then if you freeze it and it's also forming rain, maybe connect it to like Kuzan's powers with ice, and the dream was inspired by that, inspired by the dance powder, which led to the devil fruit. Who knows? Maybe if there is a connection between Kuzan's devil fruit and the dance powder, that makes sense. Now, an element with atomic number 108 is hassium. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Don't really care. It's a synthetic element. No real known properties to it except really the color of it, which is a silvery white or metallic gray, which the main raw form of the dance powder is also a silvery color. So maybe connect it there somehow. SBS, though, 108 is really what got me thinking of crazy connections. Bear with me. This is when it's crazy. So one of the questions is, what's in the... I apologize for pronunciations, by the way. What's in the taikaki in Shirahoshi's hair? So it's the fish-looking thing. And Oda says it's anko, and it's butter, so it tastes like Nagoya Ogura toast. I hear it's really good. It goes well with coffee. All the mention of coffee, and now we take coffee and we are connecting it back to Shirahoshi. Now, Shirahoshi had been kidnapped, held captive briefly in the Reverie. If she had injured herself, Vegapunk would have had access to her blood, which means he could have not necessarily cloned her, well, he could have, but possibly took the power of the Poseidon to make the Mother Flame. That I feel is less crazy than it sounds. So it's just kind of the connection that got me there. That is the main crazy part. But if we're not going strictly with a connection to the Poseidon, but we should, the fact that we have fire in this water area really leads me to think of the man with the burn scar. So maybe the man with the burn scar has been injured by the Mother Flame, by one of the power sources of one of these ancient weapons. And plus, if it is connected to the Poseidon and not the Uranus, then that explains why the man with the burn scar got the whirlpools around him, the vortexes that sucks up the ship, and also fire in there that can burn in the water. That sounds awesome. It sounds like the power that the Poseidon should have. So maybe we need to get this Mother Flame to Shirahoshi to give her more power as the Poseidon. Maybe she can be the one to control it. Maybe the man with the burn scar has tried to use it in the past. There's theories with the man with the burn scar being a former government man. I feel like that was talked about, which people think it's Saul, and the frostbites looking like a burn. Maybe I need answers. I need how all this connects, because there's these little tiny connections, and I need to know the rest of the message and how it plays out. Also, be very proud of me for not connecting this to the underworld. I want to, because I really want the final poneglyph, which supposedly the man with the burn scar has, to be located in the underworld / purgatory. I want them to have to sail the river Styx to get to the final poneglyph, and I want the spirit of the Mary to carry them there. I just don't know what narrative plotline gets me to that situation, but it's what I want. Before I go on with the rest of the actual story, a little bit more tinfoil hat. The other thing written on that big vat thing container is A&Mu. There's no Mu on the periodic table. Au is gold, which is a very good conductor. Magnesium, which is Mn, which is just a U upside down, is very good for aiding in like body connective tissue and neural pathways and all that. So if this Mother Flame is a living creature thing like a phoenix, it could be made of gold to be a really good conductor for all I know, and need magnesium to really hold itself together. I don't know, okay? And as for the A, I don't know. It means alpha or something like that. I don't know. The tinfoil hat has taken over my brain. It's not thinking logically. Later sections in the chapter, we see the Iron Giant marching through the island, towering over the trees, fire everywhere. The Marines are throwing everything at it. It's not going down. I assume it's powered by Joy Boy's beating heart drums of liberation. Luffy is fighting the pig gorosei won and keeps burning his hand or hurting his hand because he can't beat through it. The giants are telling him to run, and then we get the final part of the message from Vegapunk talking about the star of the show and the Void Century, born 900 years ago, the man fighting with elastic-like power, drums of liberation, freeing people as he goes, Joy Boy, and how he sets sail as the very first pirate, or the first known named, or first one to be called pirate. And I love that because I've been assuming that the Willa D was like a pirate crew, and Joy Boy being the captain. And there's been a little bit of talk of Joy Boy being a buccaneer, and that being the large straw hat that was shown at the Reverie. I'm very excited. I don't even know why I'm excited. Like, how is Joy Boy being a pirate even surprising information? But the fact that we know nothing and we're given this crumb of information, it's wonderful. I need more. I'm greedy. Oda, please don't go on break. Just give me the next chapter right now. I need the next chapter. I have not even considered tinfoil hat thoughts for what Joy Boy being the first pirate meant. So to be a pirate means to have complete freedom. Luffy sees being a pirate as Sabo has told him to leave before he turned 18 and before you become an adult in your home because there was terrible people running the place. They're going against, I guess, the government and people in charge and authorities at the time and wanting to follow your own dream. So something was happening 900 years ago that Joy Boy had to flee and leave. I'm assuming it only makes sense he himself would round up his crew and possibly return there to take back his home. That's the standard answer. Joy Boy, Drums of Liberation, Sun God Nika, Bringing of the Dawn. Binksak's song, I feel, holds a message from the Void Century. I'm not giving up that thought either. And they were probably singing it as they went. Possibly Memory Eraser for the past exact 100 years that have been missing. Maybe a giant flood that has since retreated. We got the destruction of Lucia raising the water 1 meter. So if something happened in the Void Century, what is currently sunk and buried beneath the surface of the water? Creation of the poneglyphs. Why? They were created because they knew, they had enough time to know that they had to preserve a message for the future, which means they knew they were losing the war. The language is from Wano. Is Joy Boy from Wano? Or no, that wouldn't make sense because the ancient kingdom has been lost. Is Joy Boy born in the ancient kingdom? Oh God, I need answers. Oda, I really just need answers. Can you give me answers? All right, that is all I got. Tell me what you're thinking in the comments. And as a reminder, check out Operation Olive Branch and Pass the Hat on TikTok. All right, that is all I got. Talk to you later.